Hello, people of YouTube.
Recording.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a wonderful episode of the Midwest Buzz Podcast. I'm JC.
And I'm Olivia.
And we are snuggled up on our white couch in our sweatshirts, leggings, ready to chat about all the fun things.
Yeah, we're cozied up because it's a very cozy fall day, although it's not, it's blustery.
It's a typical South Dakota fall day, 45-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah. Not the best.
Should be fun. But yeah, we are going to talk about some fun wedding stories today.
Yes, we thought we would just go on the internet and find some other people's crazy wedding stories. We have some guest wedding stories and then some. And some that you guys share too.
All the good things.
Just going to be a fun time.
Quick life recaps. I don't know, I feel like the last week I've just been, actually the last like 2 weeks, I've had so many engagement sessions.
Yeah, it's engagement season.
Yes.
Like
Love and wind are in the air.
How many reschedules have you had? Because of wind.
Only like 2.
That's pretty good.
And I would like to stop doing that because I'm nervous that we're going to have snow on the ground soon.
Yeah. Winter session.
Yeah. Your fall session is now a winter session. Please wear mittens.
Yeah, that's no fun. Well, my life update is that I went to Virginia for my cousin's wedding, and it was beautiful mountain scenery, very fall there, and it was a lot of fun. And I got to tell a lot of family that Adam and I are pregnant. So that was a lot of fun telling everyone in person, and then also know, if you don't follow us on social media, now you podcast listeners know that Adam and I are expecting in April, and we are very, very excited.
I'm so excited, you guys. Should I tell the story about how when you told me?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's actually like kind of embarrassing because it's a very blonde moment for me. But so, okay, like story before the story. So Olivia has a friend who has a female dog that they've been wanting, Blue, which is Olivia's dog, to have puppies with, okay? So I'll go through the graphic details of this encounter, but Olivia told me that Blue had done the deed.
Yes, not anymore.
And so I have been thinking about this for quite a while, thinking like, oh my gosh, Blue is going to be a dad. Like, I was so excited. Like, Blue's going to have little puppies running around. How cute. So Adam and Olivia and Piper and Blue and I are all out on a walk. It was like a Sunday evening, super nice night. And Adam goes, hey, JC, I have a picture to show you. I took this funny photo of Blue on our bed earlier today. And I was like, oh, yeah, cool. And so he, like, shows it to me, and it's Blue sitting on their bed with a pregnancy test. And I immediately am like, oh my gosh, Blue's going to be a dad. Like, did they find out that Nala's pregnant? And then as I'm, like, sitting there, sitting there looking at the picture, all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, wait, you guys are pregnant?
It was really funny. She was just like, Blue's pregnant? And we're like, what? Pregnancy test.
You guys, I know that. Like, that's why I'm like, I'm fully aware of how they, like, preg check dogs. It is not with a human pregnancy test.
It was very funny. I do have a video of it. I will have videos posted on my YouTube and on Instagram.
Yeah, mine is probably the most awkward. But needless to say, I'm so excited for you guys.
We're very excited. Well, by the time you guys are listening to this, I'm in my 13th week, and hopefully nausea is completely gone. Right now it's subsided a ton, which is very helpful, but it's been bad. I've not been JC's gym buddy very regularly, which is so weird for me, but
yeah. I feel bad because I'm just like, I just want to be like, can I please help you? Like, this is so irritating, but I'm glad that it's better.
Yes, me too. We did get to go to the gym today. I'm eating more regular food. Still some stuff sounds bad. Coffee still doesn't sound great,
which is wild.
Yeah, it's weird.
But yeah,
so that's a big life update from my side.
Very, very big life update. So excited. April's gonna be good. We're doing, it'll be tomorrow, but when this comes out, you guys will already see the pictures. But we're doing our little pregnancy announcement shoot tomorrow. Ashlyn's gonna take videos. It's gonna be so fun. So go find the photos and videos if you've not seen them already.
Yes. We're excited. We have our like 12-week ultrasound the Friday after we're recording this. So
yeah.
But yeah.
So exciting.
Very exciting times.
That being said, we're going to roll into some wedding horror stories.
I'm going to slightly adjust my mic, so sorry guys. It's like not tight enough. There we go.
Perf, do you want to start?
Sure. Unless you already have yours pulled up.
No, you can start. I feel like you have one more than me, so you start.
Okay. So this is from a wedding guest perspective, and in case there's like copyright issues, I got this from BuzzFeed. Almost said Buzzsprout. That's a podcasting thing. Okay, so I went to a wedding in a police station cafeteria that was Matrix themed. The groomsmen wore floor-length leather jackets and tiny sunglasses. They insisted on calling each other Neo and Amorphous. I might be saying that wrong. I've not seen the Matrix.
I don't think I've seen it either.
So they insisted on calling each other Neo and Armophorus, however you say that, while high-fiving each other. It was painful. There was a lot of tension at the wedding because the groom cheated on the bride a few weeks earlier, but she still decided to marry him. His family was trashy and took the view that their son cheated because the bride wasn't good enough for him. Her family was pissed that she took him back, and her sister's maid of honor speech was very sarcastic. Everyone who knew the story was cringing. The groom's dad was so drunk and was grinding with some woman his wife saw and started screaming at him. They wouldn't stop fighting. So they cut the music and had the 4-piece high school band play classical music. It included a squeaky clarinet and was very bad.
There are so many things I can talk about. My main thing is when the mom is mad that the dad was grinding on another woman, I want to be like, oh, it's just because you're not good enough, honey.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
No.
It's like, also we probably should have advised, like, if you have kids, these stories can be a little cringe for kids.
It's cringe for adults.
Yeah,
This is crazy. Okay.
First of all, police station, why?
Floor length leather jackets.
Like, he's obsessed with the Matrix, honey. You should have let him go when he cheated on you.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oy.
Hard pass.
No. So many things. So many questions.
People do not go into marriage if you're not doing it for the right reasons.
Right. Just because, well, the wedding's already planned or whatever. I don't know.
No. If he cheats once, he will cheat again. We will leave it at that. Okay. I have one. And also, I feel like Olivia got all of these.
JC hasn't,
if
so
I'm
her
just,
reactions are very genuine.
Shockingly, yeah. I keep making awkward eye contact with
the camera.
With the camera, I was like, no way. Okay. The cage of white doves got opened too early somehow, while they were still inside and the wedding hall on display. Panicked and sprayed the foot table with white and black bird crap.
So the bird got panicked.
I'm so confused at how they wrote this.
Yeah, some things, it's Reddit and BuzzFeed, so some things may not be.
So the whole table has bird crap on it. It says one of them flew right into the columns holding up the top tier of the wedding cake and got a wing stuck somewhere between the columns in the sticky frosting.
Ew.
Freaked out and thrashed around so much that globs of cake were literally applied to the guests within 10 feet of the scene.
Oh my goodness.
Some Karen had quietly brought in her yippy little purse rat, emotional support animal, to the ceremony, and right at the sight of the sugar-frosted noisy things, it jumped off her lap and frantically barked and slapped and leapt at the poor birds that just wanted to skip the part where they were released and fly into the sky. The couple of kids who had been dragged along by their parents were so painfully bored, were delighted at the chaos and decided to start screaming with joy that something funny was happening, and decided that they needed to run fast enough to be in every location simultaneously under everyone's feet simultaneously, and since nobody was watching them, hit the dessert table like professional baseball player oh my gosh, when you can shoot all the steroid buffet.
Oh my gosh.
Whoever wrote this is eccentric.
Yeah.
Only fueling their impersonation of a video demonstrating random molecular motion that you might see in a physics class.
I did not read through all of these. I just kind of glanced at them and then was like, yeah, that's good enough.
My opinion of having children at a wedding. No.
Oh my
It says
gosh.
the high-strung neurotic bride, of course, burst into tearful hysterics and screamed and wailed as if the universe was ending, and this was her last chance to star in a TikTok before reality itself collapsed into a flustering well of chocolate pudding that nobody wanted after unsupervised children started eating directly from the bowl and putting the spoon back between licks.
Ew.
The poor groom did everything he could to comfort her and calm her down, repeated that he was never going to give up on her, never going to let her down, and never going to run around or desert her.
Oh my gosh, like the song. Oh my gosh. You're right. Whoever wrote that is very
Very
eccentric.
eccentric, but also, that's disgusting. Don't have doves at your wedding.
No. Also, it sounded like, so first of all, it sounded like the wedding was maybe from a while ago because doves in the columns in the cake. But then he referenced TikTok. So
Yeah.
maybe it's,
Maybe it
It's a-
happened a while ago, but then they wrote it recently.
Recently.
'Cause it says 7 months ago it was wrote.
oh, okay.
Yeah, ew.
No. Doves,
Animals
no.
in the food, not good.
It makes me think of, have you watched Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Okay. When Andy and April get married and the guys like try to release doves, but they're actually pigeons, and he throws one, he's like, oh, so that one's dead. We know that. Because it just like flops. It's so funny.
Gross.
Great wedding. Great wedding.
Yeah. I actually okay, this is like a random. So my mom one time was in charge of putting on a charity like fashion show fundraiser, and they had doves brought in for the finale, and the doves had to live in our basement for like a week, and Drew and I would go down and like visit them, and one time we accidentally let one out and we had to catch it and put it back in the cage.
Oh my
but
gosh.
it was fine. But yeah, so we had doves living in our basement.
Funny.
Very weird. Why there were being doves released at a fashion show, beyond me, but clearly my mom went all out.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's elaborate. Also,
Yeah.
I would be terrified if I was walking in that runway that a bird would poop on me.
Right? Gross.
Okay. Was that all for that one?
Yes.
Okay. The bride's camo print wedding dress was borderline see-through. They walked down the aisle to the Scooby-Doo theme song. Nobody knows why they chose that song, including the couples themselves. As a side note, it says they divorced a few months later after they both stopped cleaning the house as an act of defiance against one another. I'm like,
It's an act of defiance.
like, can you just imagine someone walking down the aisle to Scooby-Dooby-Doo? Where
Where
are
are
you?
you?
We've got some work to do now. Like, it's doomed from that.
Oh my god.
Also, a camo wedding dress.
Not okay. It's funny because I actually had an engagement session last night, and the groom is from the South, and we were talking about, because they're possibly going to fly me out there to shoot the wedding.
Right.
And to Atlanta. Wait. I don't remember. I can't remember. Somewhere. And he was saying, he's like, oh, I've seen some pretty trashy like Southern weddings.
I remember
And
seeing
he
camo
said-
weddings at like David Bridal's.
And he
or
said that
wedding
like
dresses.
the mother of the bride, or no, the mother of the groom was in a camo dress. And I was like, ugh,
Yuck.
not okay.
No.
Please don't do that.
Yeah.
I will have thoughts.
Yeah. Sorry if we offended you, but not sorry.
If you're offended, please write a review.
Yeah.
Give us 5 stars, but write us a review.
We need to hear from you.
Okay, I have one. It says, I once worked a wedding where when it came time for the first dance, no one could find the groom. Turns out he went to the resort's shooting barn to shoot clay pigeons. Upon learning this, the bride cursed up a storm on the dance floor.
Seems fair. I don't know.
I would be pretty upset.
Yeah. Like, dude, it's your wedding.
You,
Could have done that the morning of,
Don't
getting
get
ready.
me wrong. Pheasant opener is this weekend. Well, when it comes out, it was last weekend. Shooting clay pigeons is good. You should
Yeah.
do that. Not on your wedding night.
Not during your wedding reception. Like, that could have been fun to do with the groomsmen before the wedding.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah, I would probably be a little upset.
Yeah.
That reminds me of when one of my brides, I feel like this is just turning into story time with
Yeah,
me.
that's fine.
It reminds me of one of my bride's dads had to leave to go milk the cows. And so he missed the first dance and then came back and was like in his barn clothes.
Oh
and
my
then dance with her.
gosh.
And he stunk because anyone that's been around dairy, like,
He didn't.
go egg, love me some agriculture and some dairy, but it stinks.
Yeah, he didn't like hire someone to do that for him for that
Right,
one
for
day.
one day. Yeah, no.
That's insane.
Yeah, so don't milk cows and don't shoot clay pigeons on your wedding day or your daughter's wedding day.
Gosh. Okay, the wedding was in the middle of absolutely nowhere. It was a 5 p.m. wedding and there was no food served. We couldn't even run out and get McDonald's or something because there was nothing around. We also had to help set up tables and fill out our own thank you cards for the gifts we gave. They even had an example for us to follow. Dear blank, thank you for the blank. We'll use it to blank. Then they asked us to take down the tables as well. I refused to help, got the heck out of there, and there was no cake.
And there was no cake. Okay, that, like, helping, like, if, you know, people need tables tear down or something.
Yeah.
Like, I get that. But, like, having
Setting
to
them
write
up,
your own
too.
thank yous?
Yeah, that sounds messed up. Also, don't have an evening wedding if you're not going to feed people
No.
anything. Like, how are you not hungry?
At least have, like, a huge dessert bar.
Yeah.
If it's going to be super late. I don't know. Something.
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 Some people are so cheap.
Okay. The bride made a speech thanking her in-laws for financial assistance for the event. Her mother was not thanked, and she became furious. There was a long head table for the bridal party and parents, made out of small tables pushed together and covered by one long tablecloth. The mother pulled a small table out of the arrangement, caught the tablecloth, and nearly destroyed the head table setup. The bride got angry, and there was much back and forth with various family members attempting to make peace. The mother of the bride refused to push back her table and began to invite others to sit with her.
Oh my gosh.
Continued to sit there and talk crap about her daughter, the bride, to anyone who would listen.
Can you just imagine? She's like, has her own little table.
Just,
It's like, come sit with me.
passive aggressively, like, sitting over, like, you want to hear a story about her when she was 5? Yeah, she peed her bed.
My gosh, can you imagine being so petty at your daughter's wedding? Like, obviously she's thankful. She just wanted to make sure she did it for her in-laws
Yeah.
too, since they don't usually, like, the groom's parents don't usually have to pay for stuff.
I'm just gonna say there was probably bigger issues
Yeah.
between their relationship besides this wedding.
Sounds like it. Oh man.
Woof.
Oh my. Just funny. Okay.
It makes me feel so normal sometimes.
Makes me glad for the things that went wrong at my wedding. Like, they were nothing. Okay. I went to a wedding between friends from college and it was just awkward. The bride sewed her own dress and it was a size too big. She's really slim and tiny. So she looked like she had a very conservative satin nightgown on. Their first kiss was at the altar. When they finished, the pastor said, "Oh, come on, you can do better than that." The reception was a potluck and had not enough food for those attending. I had gotten flowers for the boutonnieres, oh my gosh.
Corsages.
Thank you. And centerpieces, but the wedding party didn't store them properly the day before, so they were wilted and really sad. A mutual friend was the DJ, and the mother of the bride passed him a note to read aloud to the guest. "Groom, your mother-in-law says you can pet the kitties now." The bride's mother had gifted the bride a baggy t-shirt with kittens on it that just so happened to be about bust height. and said, and did I mention it was a dry wedding?
No, you can pet the kitties now.
That is so bad.
Oh no. Oh no.
I really hope kids aren't listening and asking their mom what they
Also, like, when you said you can pet the kitties now, I was like, where is this going?
It's a t-shirt. She had cats on her t-shirt.
I know, it's a kitty shirt. It's fine. Oh my gosh.
That's bad.
Why would you have the DJ read that aloud? I'm so confused.
Bad. Just so dumb.
So confused. Also, it could be really cool to make your own wedding dress if you were good at it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't sound like she was.
No, but like that would be really neat to be
Yeah.
able to say like you designed your own wedding dress.
For sure.
I love when they like take like grandma's or mom's dresses and like transform them into a new dress.
Yeah. Or they like transform it and wear it as a robe for the getting ready, or
Yeah, something
or
fun.
like the rehearsal dinner dress or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have do you have one
No,
more?
I have one more. It
Okay.
says, I went to a wedding in a funeral home once. Oh my gosh, that in itself. I drove by it 3 times before realizing that it was, in fact, the correct address for the venue. The reception and ceremony were there.
That's like not starting your wedding on the right foot. Just surrounded by death.
Why? That sounds so morbid.
Yeah. I got a great deal on the funeral
Oh
home.
my gosh, gross.
No. Just no. That would be scary. I don't think I would go to that wedding.
I mean, I know some funeral homes are set up like more chapel-like,
Okay.
but still, I'm gonna use my hard pass on that one.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have, just like we asked on our Instagram, anything you guys have seen at a wedding, or what did I say exactly?
I think you said, like, what are some horrible things you've seen at weddings, or
Yeah.
like things you didn't like about a wedding you went to.
Yeah, and so we'll just kind of go back and forth. The awkward silence when the church's audio isn't working and the groom is walking family up the aisle. I've had that happen a few times. I'm like, why is there nothing happening? Or they're just standing there waiting for the music to start and it's so quiet in the church.
Yeah. Actually, that happened to the wedding I was shooting last weekend. It was an outdoor wedding and the power wasn't working.
Oh.
And so like the whole bridal party walked down without music, which, I mean, it was fine because it was outdoors, so
Right.
it was really pretty. But
Right.
yeah.
In a church, it's just like a different.
I know, it's like
Yeah.
very awkward silence. Okay, I have one that says 2 hours of the newlywed games at the reception. Newsflash, TMI, and no one cares.
I know, I'm not a fan of those games. I'm like, if you want to do something like that at your rehearsal,
Yeah. Or
I
at
don't
your
know.
like engagement party. Like if you do
Yeah.
one of those, like no, the shoe game.
yeah,
Like
I'm not
I
a fan.
I don't like any of it.
But I see, and then I feel bad because saying that, because I'm like, well, I guess if people don't go to weddings a lot, but
I feel like you're gonna have you're gonna have like half of the people they're like, oh, that was really cute, and then you're gonna have half the people they're like, I don't care who's the better driver.
yeah. And I remember, like, so when one of my older brothers got married, that was just coming out, and so it was funny that they did it at their wedding.
Yeah.
But now I've just seen it at so many, and it's like, okay, this is...
I think also like I'm coming from like the vendor standpoint,
Yeah,
where
same.
I'm like, okay, so we have sunset photos at this time, and then the dance starts at this time, and it never fails that shoe game always gets in the way of
Yeah, and
sunset
it's not
photos.
something you want photographed or videoed. Like, why?
No.
Anyways, someone can film it on their phone, and that's good enough.
Yeah.
You know?
Agreed. Okay. Oh wait, no, I read that one. You're next.
Oh. Saw my friend's boyfriend as a +1 with another girl. Busted. I hope your friend broke up with him. That's messed up.
Okay, don't say names, but I think I know who wrote that in.
Yeah, I'm not saying names.
Interesting. That's not okay.
No. Oi. Bet he didn't expect to see you there.
Busted. Just like calling people out on the podcast. Okay, so mine just says camouflage dress / attire gag face.
Yep, agreed.
We've
Like we were
already
just
covered
saying.
this. We agree with you full-heartedly.
I remember when camo, like, vest and bow ties or, like, ties and stuff were very in. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen the photos.
In the South and stuff,
the
anyways.
horrible, like, Pinterest inspo where it's, like, the guys are in camo vests and the girls are in, like, hunting blaze orange.
Ew.
Not okay.
Or, yeah.
Nope,
Mm-mm.
nope.
No. Okay, this one just says cricket protein powder. Is there a story?
That's an inside joke.
Okay.
That's an inside joke from, I will not say who, but one of my second shooters. There was an interesting wedding that we shot that had something to do with cricket protein powder.
So, like, crickets ground up into protein powder.
Yes. Yeah, because
Ew.
like apparently that's like a really like good form of protein. It's like
Ew.
super high. You should ask Adam about it. See if he knows.
Adam, should I try cricket protein powder?
Yeah, I'll see what he says.
Yeah.
I have one that just says awkward best man toast. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Best
always.
men can be very awkward.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I will say I've heard some really good ones this year, but then there's some they're like less is more. Fun fact, don't just go on Google and look up raunchy best man puns.
Yeah.
Like saying, oh, I looked up and it said that this speech should be as long as the groom's gonna last in bed
Yep.
tonight, and then drops the mic. Oh, wow, you're so original.
Yeah, no.
Over it. Or I will say also, I'm kind of over the one where they like, where they're like, here, set your hands on the table and then the bride sets hers down, and then the groom sets his down, and they're like, this is the last time you'll have the upper hand. I've heard that one so many times.
No, I don't like that. That's like saying the man isn't a man.
Right. And then I've also heard which I guess this one's kind of funny, and they're like, I want you guys to deeply look into each other's eyes and just know statistically that your wife will be the most likely person to murder you. I do actually think that one's funny, even though it's overused.
Yeah.
I could keep going on horrible things that people say in speeches that they get off the internet. Please stop. Be original or don't do it.
Agreed.
End of rant.
Okay, this one is like a 4-parter. It's the last one I have. It says, my maid of honor crying that some groomsmen had a bet who could sleep with her. Obviously upset about it, thinking she would let it go. But by the end of the night, she ended up sleeping with one of the groomsmen, created a total scene at the reception, and still slept with him. And I filmed this person's wedding, and it says, Olivia, can you guess which groomsman? LOL. And now I need to go back and watch their video and figure it out.
Please keep me posted. Actually, let's go do that after.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Not good.
I had no idea any of that was happening.
You know, it's interesting, some of the behind the scenes stuff that you don't know that's happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fun times. Okay, I have 2 left. I have the photographer and videographer leaving before the reception really starts. Not the worst, but sad. Oh, I think because what you asked was like, what have you seen happen at weddings?
Yes. Yeah. Seen and experienced.
Yeah, that's hard. I would say it probably was because they did not pay them
enough it's most likely because,
they
only had like a 6 or 5 hour package.
I will say I'm like pretty, like if like I have to stay an extra hour to get a little bit of extra stuff for people, I usually do. But you can't always do that because if you don't book them for that, they're not going to stay for that.
Yeah. Like at my cousin's wedding this last weekend, I'm pretty sure they only had like a 6 hour package because I thought it was funny. As soon as they came in, they did the dances right away. And I was like, oh, interesting. We haven't even gotten food or anything. But then I was like, oh, I'm guessing it's because
it's for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it done even when I'm there all night though.
Yeah.
I've had people do the first dance right away because then like all eyes are on you.
Yeah.
And
true.
people aren't like doing all the things.
True. Yeah. And then they did the bridal party did like a fake sparkler exit so that the photographer and video could get that.
Nice.
But then like by the dance time they weren't
Did
there.
They do a full sparkler exit? Because I feel like I saw you post a video. Yeah.
Yes, they did.
One thing that I want to do a video on, if I say it now, or an episode on, I want to do like tips for hiring a videographer and photographer, like what you should be looking for, like because I feel like so many people don't understand maybe like what you should be looking for.
Yeah, absolutely.
In like packages and stuff, because obviously a lot of people listening are not either able to book us because of like area or whether it's like dates or whatever it may be, but I was like that would be a fun one.
Yeah, for sure.
Put it in the mental notes. Okay, I have one left. It says the piano player missing quite a few notes while the bride walked down the aisle.
Oops.
Schwoopsie-daisy.
Should have hired a better pianist.
Yeah, that would be kind of distracting. Because I feel like it's so, like we were talking about earlier, like if the church was quiet. Anytime you're indoors and like it's a quiet moment where no one is talking and it's like that's all you hear is the music. Yeah. That's unfortunate, but I also feel like she'll buff.
Yeah, it's fine.
It'll be okay. There are worse things that could happen.
Yes, and we read some of them.
Yeah. You could have doves flopping in your wedding cake.
You could wear camo. You won't wear camo.
I mean, had that been the wedding, I'm sure someone would have pulled out a shotgun and just took the doves out.
Hey, if that one groom, it had been that other reception where the groom went off to shoot the clay pigeons. Oh, man.
Hey, so there's not clays, but we have some real-life doves. Please shoot them. They're in the cake.
Oh, my goodness.
Not good.
Well, thank you guys for listening to these wedding horror stories from guest perspectives.
Yes, we hope we gave you a few laughs. Or if you go watch the YouTube video, please just go zoom in on my reactions because my face does not lie. Actually, funny story before we end. So, on Saturday, the wedding I was shooting.
Yep.
The DJ goes, okay, everyone, oh, we've got the bride and groom out here for their first dance as husband and wife, and I want everyone to take out their phones and turn their lights on and, have your hands swaying back and forth like, like the lighters or whatever. And so as he's saying this, I'm looking out into the crowd, and the face I'm making, I'm sure, is just
Hi guys, we got cut off, but thanks for listening. Go follow us on Instagram, and we will be back next week. Yep, if you want to hear the rest of the episode, I'm not sure where this cut off. You can find it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Bye!